Until 6:10.
6:10, thank you, Judge. The next case is Robert Bolton in 23 CF 2153. There is a waiver on file for Mr. Bolton. I believe we do have all discovery. I've spoken with ASA Sharpless about this case. There's a little bit more work that needs to be done in the negotiation phase, so we would request a last time continuance for Mr. Bolton.
Very good. The court will continue this till 6:10. And Booker's been continued.
Thank you, Judge. I was going to inquire about that.
Yep.
Okay, good. The next one I have is Kyle Chapman, 23 CF 1015. There is a waiver on file for Mr. Chapman. We just had our last round of depositions, and based on those depositions, there is some reciprocal discovery that I need to provide to Ms. Sharpless. So we would ask for a last time continuance to resolve Mr. Chapman's case.
Okay. And the court will continue till 6:10. And note in the clerk's minutes, will be the last continuance.
Thank you, Judge.
And Edwards is also continued.
Thank you. The next one is Megan Fuller in 23 CF 2733. And Judge, I would ask to continue Ms. Fuller. So we have an agreement that will be resolved outside court. It should fall off the docket within the next week or so. We could set it as for 6:10 just for a control.
Very good. We'll continue until 6:10 for a control date.
I then have Troy Graves, 23 CF 2428. Mr. Graves lives out of state. We do have an agreement. I've set it on your miscellaneous docket for 5/16 to resolve that case.
So it's already on?
It is, Judge, and a notice has been filed.
5/16?
Yes, sir.
And that'll be in the morning then.
You said the morning, Judge?
Yes.
The next case is Donna Hopper in 24 CF 237, waiver on file for Ms. Hopper. I'd like to set this one for docket day without subpoenas, please.
Very good. Continue this matter till April 15th.
Ladarius Hoskins, 23 CF 2425. There is a waiver on file. We did just receive an extensive amount of discovery in Mr. Hoskins, and given the nature of the charge, we are going to need a continuance so that we can work through that and start scheduling depositions based on the discovery.
Very good. The court will continue this till 6:10.
And the last one, Judge, is Anicia Gines in 23 CF 423. There is a waiver on file for Ms. Gines. The court recently signed the order for the additional expert evaluation. I am not certain how long it is going to take to perform that. We'll certainly keep track, but I would suggest continuing it to 6:10 just so that we can check that as a status. Mr. Losco, do you have any?
Judge, I would say that you've recently signed that motion for an expert opinion. I'll go ahead and forward all the documents that the expert needs, and then Ms. Gines will just have to go see the expert in Pensacola. So I don't know how long this process will take, but we'll do everything we can to expedite it. There is a motion order before the court that's stipulated by the parties amending pretrial release conditions.
I did see that, and Your Honor did sign that.
Yeah, I signed a bunch of orders.
Wonderful.
Actually, just yesterday. So
Thank you.
I don't know all of the ones that were signed, but if that's in the queue.
I did receive that one
all of them cleaned
late
up
last
that
night.
were waiting.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Very
And I
good.
believe that is all I have, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms.
Thank you.
Mr. Gilbert.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Gilbert.
One case, Chester Cooper, 23 CF 2294. We have a waiver on file. We've held depots and received a new offer. We'd like to leave set without subs for a plea.
Very good. This is within the time frame, so we'll continue this till 6:10. Would that be a last continuance, or?
We can just leave it set, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'll come in on docket day with them.
On docket day without subpoenas.
Oh, you want to come back on docket day?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll continue this until April 15th.
Very good. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gilbert.
Thank you.
Ms. Graham.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Tricia Graham, on behalf of, I have a few cases this morning. The first case is Cameron Grant, 23 CF 2221 and 23 CF 2206. Your Honor, we worked out a resolution to this case. We'd like to set it for a plea On your docket day would be fine, or another miscellaneous court date that would be available?
Let's come back on docket day if you've got a plea.
Okay, so before 15, is that your docket day?
That's correct, 4:15 at 9 a.m.
At
for
9
a
a.m.
plea.
Thank you, Your Honor, obviously without subpoenas.
Very good.
And then second, we have Jennifer Hall, case 23 CF 1218. If we may approach on this matter?
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Based on the conversation with counsel, the court will continue this matter until June 10th at 9 a.m.
And next, I have Michael Knox, case 24 CF 57. This is the first pretrial up, Your Honor. They just filed the information on April 1st. I have not received any discovery as of yet. I've spoken with Ms. Sharpless, who's working on that. If we can set that for the next pretrial.
Very good. We'll continue this matter until June 10th at 9 a.m. Okay,
And for
thank
the
you.
record, he is present in court.
Thank you. Stay in touch with
Our
your
trial
attorney.
week is 6 May.
And next, I have Keontae Pride, case 24. Oh, I think I wrote the wrong case number down. I apologize.
23 CF 326 is what I've got.
Thank you. I wrote down the wrong case. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
I've
so
spoken with the state. We actually met to kind of hash out the whole discovery issue on this one. One of the things I believe the state is still waiting on is an FDLE report, which could be potentially exculpatory evidence, which obviously we'd like to see. I'm going to hand her a flash drive to get some more digital evidence, because there were some social media direct messages. We hashed out a bunch of stuff. There were some viruses, things like that, but I think we're gonna bring this in pretty soon. We just asked for another, set it for a pretrial, so
Where
we
are
can
we
get it
at with the
organized.
FDLE?
So, Your Honor, I know that, so it was buccal swabs that were sent to FDLE for comparison with DNA that was on the firearms that were in question. I do know that the comparison has been done for all of the defendants. I have the results of one. They have to send, it's not just the analyst who has to do the report, but it has to be looked at and approved by another analyst for a secondary review. So that is being done quickly. It would have gotten to me, except for that there was a rush on a homicide case. So, and I.
Looks like it'll certainly be done by June 10th then.
Yes, sir. It's my
So
understanding.
would we announce the last? We're over the year. Of course, some serious charges, but
I think that's fine, Your Honor, as long as I can get the flash drive to get her the social media downloads.
okay. I mean, obviously, if you have something missing,
Yes.
the court will ask that the clerk's minutes reflect this will be the last continuance.
And Your Honor, last I have Christopher Rogers, 2 cases, 23 CF 2116 and 23 CF 2466. We did have depositions in one case. Additional witnesses were provided for that, so we need to follow up. We request that matter be continued for a discovery.
Very good. The court will continue this matter until 6:10.
And that concludes my cases for today. May I be excused?
You may.
Thank you.
Ms. Graham. Mr. Shaw. You want to do your cases first or Mr. Flowers?
Judge, I've got Mr. Flowers pulled up.
That's
first.
fine.
I
That's
usually try
fine.
to be from cover and take theirs first so I don't forget. On Mike Flowers' cases, Judge, first one is Seth Beavers, 23 CF 694. Depots are set May 17th, so we'd ask for the June date. And there's a possibility that there's an offer that's outstanding right now that may be accepted.
So the May 17th, are these, again, understanding that there may be additional stuff that comes up, information, are we anticipating that this would conclude the deposition phase?
This is the second round, so I assume this is going to be it.
I think so, Judge. I think this is the last witness who has not been.
So the minutes will just reflect that. Well, we'll continue this. This is obviously a very serious charge, and we'll make sure that we get all this discovery and figure out where we're going with it. But maybe next time, we may be looking at something if we can't get it resolved. So we'll continue until 6:10.
Thank you, Judge. Next case he has is William Downey, 23 CF 2743. Apparently, Mr. Flowers' office is working with Ms. Sharpless to make sure they have all the discovery in to get the depot set.
This is a relatively new case, so we'll continue this till 6:10.
Next case, Judge, is Ethan Edge.
I assume we've got waivers
Yes,
on
Judge.
for all these. Go ahead.
Ethan Edge, Your Honor. Motion to suppress is set April 18th. So I imagine we need to put that on 6:10.
Yeah, let's go ahead, even though we've got a motion hearing set, let's go ahead and keep on the pretrial docket on 6:10.
Thank you, Judge.
And is the motion to suppress already, is that hearing scheduled?
Yes, Your Honor,
Okay.
it's set for the 18th.
Okay.
18th.
Is that correct, Madam Clerk? We got that set for April 18th. It's just not letting you know.
Next case, Judge, is Xavier Fournier, 23 CF 2362. I was told that he had just gotten more discovery in. Believe some additional discovery is still missing. I don't know what that is, based on the notes that I was given. Depots are being set this week, so he's asked to continue that.
This is a relatively new case, so we'll continue until 6:10.
And lastly, for Mr. Flowers, Judge, is Carson Honeycutt, 23 CF 1504. Just completed some depots. One of the doctors did not show up, so he's being reset.
Okay.
So we'd ask
We'll
to go to
continue
16.
till 6:10, hopefully. Will that be, is that your anticipated last round of depots?
Judge, I'm not,
Assuming.
I don't think so, Judge. I think that when we were at depositions, we learned about some other potential witnesses who need to be found and listed. So I think it'd be a little premature to say that this is the very last continuance, but we are working the case.
What I would ask you to do, you've discovered some new witnesses, let's at least get it scheduled. If you can't have the depositions done by 6:10, at least have them scheduled so we know where we're going the next round. Is that fair?
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Okay. We'll continue until 6:10 for today.
thank you, Judge. And I was also asked to cover Michael Weinstock. He was here earlier but had to leave.
Hold on. Okay, got it?
He has Justin Brown, 23 CF 2207. His client is a resident of Texas, Houston, Texas. Apparently, he and Ms. Sharpless have reached a plea agreement. The plea agreement has been sent to Mr. Brown for his signature. It just hadn't gotten back yet. I assume it's a
Is this a
felony.
misdemeanor?
It's a felony, so that Mr.
He'll need to be here.
Okay.
So
Defendant
have
will
we
need to be-
scheduled that? Have we scheduled an additional hearing in order to accept the plea?
Your Honor, I think he's gonna set it for the June.
I mean, we can do the next pretrial at 6:10, that's fine, but I'm just,
Judge, can you do Zoom? I don't know if y'all are doing it. I hadn't done it, but I don't know. Okay, all right. So,
so we'll continue until 6:10 with, hopefully there'll be a plea at that time. The minutes can reflect that.
thank you, Judge.
If you need to get it on, some other time if that doesn't work, on miscellaneous, you'll coordinate with my office and we'll
Yes, sir.
get it done.
Judge, now to my cases.
Okay.
First one I have is Sevion Allen, 23 CF 1310. We'd like to leave that set for Monday. We had provided some additional reciprocal discovery to the state, and I think she's looking to speak to that particular witness.
Yeah, Your Honor, it's okay for us to leave it on docket day, but I'd like to leave it plea or continue. I'd like to leave it plea or continue on docket day.
Okay. We did have, just, so you all know, it was announced last time, so unless there's been some, and there are sometimes change of circumstances, We don't want to just announce for no reason.
Your Honor, Mr. Shaw provided me with the an affidavit of a person who alleges that this fictitious driver's license was theirs, and I do need to speak with that witness.
Okay. We'll certainly come back on the 15th, and we'll figure out where we're going from there.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Next is Roy Delano Alston, Your Honor, 23 CF 1200. It is set for motion to suppress on 4/16. And so if we put it on for June 10th, it'll
Yeah,
probably
let's-
resolve after the 4/16, depending on.
Let's go ahead and even though we've got a hearing scheduled on 4/16, let's do the pretrial for 6/10. And based on this motion to suppress, there may be a resolution or even before.
Thank you, Judge. Next case that I have, Judge, is Christopher Paul Berry, Berry. Those two case numbers, 19 CF 1265, 19 CF 1466. Mr. Berry's here before the court. We had left 19 CF 1265 set for trial. On this particular docket, the state and I have discussed a potential resolution to both case numbers, and there's been a counteroffer made. It should resolve on Monday, but otherwise 1265 will be ready to go.
Very good. So we'll continue it until docket day next Monday for a plea or trial.
And again, Judge, that's trial on just 1265.
That's correct. Just on 1265, not on 1466.
Correct, Judge.
Okay. Very
Thank
good.
you. Next case, Judge, is Jeffrey Scott Botcher, 23 CF 2503 and 2510. Depositions are currently set for, July 24th. But we can put it on for 6/10 to kind of keep it rolling.
Yeah, that's relatively recent. So we'll continue that until 6/10.
Judge, next is Patrick Sammy Broadnax, 23 CF 14. We'd like to leave that set for Monday. Offer's been made. I'm hopeful that it'll be resolved by plea on a Monday. I've got to talk to my client about it, though.
So we'll continue this until docket day 4/15.
Thank you, Judge. Cameron Chirenzia, 22 CF 87. This is a case that I'm co-counseling with Mr. J. Patel. Before we can finish up, the court may recall there was a motion to suppress that didn't get finished, and John Reed was the prior attorney on it. We got the transcript from the motion to suppress hearing. In order to finish that motion to suppress hearing, we needed the transcripts of the prior depositions, which Mr. Reed provided the name of the court reporter to Mr. Patel, I believe, last week, so they're being ordered right now. Then we can finish up the MTA.
How long, so we need a follow-up hearing?
I think after we finish reading the deposition transcript, we're going to need a follow-up hearing on that motion to suppress to finish it out.
And so so we'll continue this till 6/10, but with the understanding that we're trying to figure where we need to have that scheduled in the interim. So as soon as you all are ready, my office is ready to schedule. Ms.
Your Honor,
Balsam?
actually, the court had requested, and the state also requested, that we wanted a copy of the original hearing when they got it transcribed, if you would.
Sure.
And I believe.
I assumed that was being exchanged.
Yeah, and I believe, Your Honor, that Mr. Shaw and Mr. Patel had said once they reviewed everything, they'd let us know whether or not we actually need another hearing. But we'll be
Okay.
available to do that.
So there may have been enough to,
Yeah.
so if we don't need another hearing, are we then, is it gonna, what would happen?
Your Honor, either way, I think we need to
Are you
go
all
to.
waiting for me to make a ruling then, based on that hearing?
That would be based on everything that was done, and I believe that's also why the court wished to have a copy of that transcript so that it could make that informed decision. But as soon as Mr. Shaw and Mr. Patel let us know whether or not they need another hearing, we can set it up. And if not, then they can formally let the court know.
That's correct.
Okay, so when do we think we'll have that? Couple of weeks?
Yeah, I'd say we'd have the transcripts from the depositions within a couple of weeks.
So if you can have, in a couple of weeks, be able to review those So just so we can lay out a roadmap for getting some resolution on this, because if it's based upon the transcripts from the hearing, that's gonna take that's not an insignificant judicial effort. It takes a lot of time to go through other people's transcripts. And so if that's fine, don't mind doing it, but I wanna get it moving.
And Your Honor, fortunately, this was in front of Your Honor. It was only one witness, so hopefully it won't be too bad.
So we
We'll
put
keep
in-
on it, though, and if we need to, we'll schedule something with Ms. Van Boxtel.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. Next is Robert Engelkens, 23 CF 2169. Depositions are currently set April 17th. So we'd ask for 6:10.
It's without objection, Your Honor.
April 17th depots. So
Yes, sir.
We'll continue this till 6:10.
Judge, next is Nathaniel Fannin, 23 CF 1505. Depots are set. I apologize, I didn't bring the date for the depots, but they are set on this case, 23 CF 1505. The alleged victim on one of the counts is, I think, unavailable, but there's the potential to have it resolved, so I'd ask to leave it set for Monday to see if we could resolve it with a P or C.
Right? Don't ever mind doing that. If we think there's any possibility, let's leave it to 4:15, and maybe we can give a little, at least a clear idea of where we're going, if not a resolution.
Thank you, Judge. Next,
Judge, I would say that we have depositions coming up in this case. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to resolve this by 4:15. Frankly, what I'd propose is that we go ahead and just continue it one cycle, and if we come to a plea agreement, we can get on your docket earlier. We can reach out to your clerk to go ahead and set it up for an early plea.
Mr. Shaw?
Judge, if that's the way the state feels, then I don't think it's going to get
I know it
resolved.
takes two to tango if we're
Yeah.
going to come up with a deal,
Right.
but you had,
I think we better just go to 6:10 then, if that's the state's position, Judge.
okay,
Thank you, Judge.
continue until 6:10. But
Jeff?
am I to assume that at least by 6:10, we're going to have completed discovery and kind of so this will be a last continuance?
Judge, I don't want to say last continuance yet, but the state is working on this case. My concern was just stacking up cases on docket day, because it seems that we always do that, and then some of them just simply get continued again. I know that since we have those depots set, I was just asking for a continuance so we can continue to work the case.
Well,
And
I want
then,
to work the case too, but we're approaching a year on this case. And I just want to make sure that if somebody's aware of, hey, there might be some more discovery, let me know. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
fine, but if not, I want to put it on the record, this is the last time, so you kind of push this, not just kick the can down the road, but let's try and move toward resolution.
yes, sir.
So, do we think that there is some other discovery? Or do you believe that this would be the last continuance, and by the next cycle, we'll at least either have finished it and be resolved, and ready to move on it?
I'd be comfortable saying last continuance, knowing that between now and then, we can work out any discovery issues we have.
Okay, very good. The court will ask the clerk to place the last continuance in the minutes. John Geiger?
23 CF 695. Judge, I think prior to the last pretrial, provided some reciprocal to the state. We have discussed this case several times with the state and try to resolve it. I'd ask for one last continuance on this particular case. Reason being, we've got a couple other cases on this docket that I think I'm gonna have to try.
Continue this till 6:10?
And be last
With
one.
the last?
Yeah,
The state would be fine with that. It's already filed its motion in limine.
that's correct.
Very good. So we'll ask the clerk to include that to be the last continuance.
Christy Lee Hawkins, Judge, 24 CF 222. Discovery just came in, so we'd ask for 6:10.
This, obviously a new case. We'll continue this till 6.
Jerry. Next case, Judge, is Jerry Lee Hollingsworth Jr., 22 CF 1975. We've left that set for trial. It is, so if we put it on for 4/15, Judge, that would be appropriate.
So docket day 4/15, plea or trial?
Yes, Judge, and I spoke with Ms. Basso, and if it would be agreeable to the court, I think it'd be, we're asking to put this on the second trial week, and I don't know how you'd
I
normally do that.
understand. We just need to kind of see as we move closer to it, but I will always try and accommodate. We're shifting and so
Thank you.
trying to accommodate.
Thank you, Judge. So we'll see you on Monday. And lastly, Judge, is John Edmund Holmes, that's 23 CF 454. Depots are set 5/21. It is an old case, but this is one, we've talked to the court about it before, where we had anticipated it was going to be resolved by a PTI. Then there were some issues with the alleged victims on the case. Trying to get them set was a bit of a difficulty, and that's why we're set on 5/21 for those depots.
31. You want to go ahead and continue to the next cycle also, just as
Yeah, just 6/10. Thank you, Your Honor.
when are the depots set?
5/21.
Are these anticipated to be the last?
There shouldn't be any further, Judge. It's not a complicated case.
Everyone's comfortable with last continuance?
I'm fine with that, Judge.
That should be fine, Judge.
Okay, court will ask the clerk to include the last continuance. We'll continue this till 6:10.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have.
Thank you, have a good day.
You too.
Mr. Patel.
Good morning, Judge. I'm also covering on behalf,
I'm sorry.
also covering for Mr. Airwood.
Okay, you want to do Mr. Arrowood?
Sure. He has one case on the docket. Last name is Crandall. It appears that Mr. Dees has agreed to substitute as counsel. Mr. Airwood's asking for 6:10 to get that substitution accomplished.
I'm sorry, Mr. Patel, who's substituting for him? I didn't.
Robert Dees.
Okay.
Mr. Dees. We'll continue this matter until 6:10.
I have 3 cases on the docket. The first one, Jay Patel on behalf of Joshua Arenas, 23 CF 1722. We are resetting the depositions as the 2 main fact witnesses are out of state, so I'm working, I gotta speak to my client about how we want to do that, so if we can get 6:10, start working to get that done.
I think we'll at least, I would ask that if you don't have the depositions done by 6:10, at least have them scheduled.
Yes, sir.
So that'll give us at least a couple months. State?
Yes, Your Honor. We have some scheduled, but they are out of state. I did obtain new addresses for Mr. Patel, so hopefully if we can do them by Zoom, we can arrange that and keep the deposition date we already.
Okay, we'll continue this till 6:10.
Next, Judge Jay Patel on behalf of Kenneth Gerard, 22 CF 3013. I just received some additional discovery that I requested, and then I'm going to work with Mr. Losco to do a deposition via Zoom as the arresting officer is no longer with the agency and out of state.
Say, State?
That's correct, Judge. Mr. Patel asked for a specific discovery. We provided that on 4/2. As the court will recall, our officer, at last pretrial, he was in a military training and had limited access to the internet. So we've been coordinating, just trying to get the officer available. He's finally out of training and available now, so we're going to go ahead and get that done.
Okay. Is that like the last remaining deposition that you're anticipating?
Yeah, it's the only deposition.
Okay,
I would agree with that.
very good. So we'll continue this till 6:10 to get that discovery.
Yes, sir. Finally, Jay Patel on behalf of Devin Henry Johns, 23 CF 147, 23 CF 149. Depositions are set next week. I'd ask for continuance to 6:10. I anticipate filing a motion to suppress after the deposition.
Very good. We'll continue it until 6:10, and, like I say, if you can get those at least filed, and if not scheduled, we'll get them going.
Yes, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Can the court announce last continuance on Kenneth Gerard? I know you asked us if it would be, but I don't think we announced it for the record.
I don't think you said that, Judge.
Well,
I just don't want to be boxed into a last continuance with a guy out of state. I don't know how my client feels about that. I suspect that, well, I don't know.
I mean, if you can't get it done, then that's, you're not going to be held to it.
Okay.
So, but I mean, assuming there isn't a problem, there's always exigent circumstances on any last. And that's
I understand.
the way it is, but I am trying to let people put on the record, hey, this is where we think we're going. Unless there's exigent circumstances, this will be the last continuance. I haven't ever forced a trial on somebody that really wasn't ready to go.
Thank you, Judge.
I don't anticipate this one, but we'll indicate a last continuance.
May I be excused?
You may.
Thank you.
Mr. Cotton,
Good morning, Your Honor.
good morning.
Your Honor, for the record, Byron Cotton. First case I have on your docket is going to be Ricardo Hewitt, 23 CF 2834. Your Honor, state's made an offer. I have not had an opportunity to relay it to my client. We'd like to leave this set for plea or continuance.
On docket day,
Yes.
date,
I'm sorry, Judge, I didn't hear that. Is it?
continue to docket day for plea or
Hewitt.
continue.
Okay. That's fine, Judge.
Okay.
What was that date, Your Honor?
Continue to
4:15.
4/15, yes, sir. I think that's next Monday.
Thank you. Yes, sir. The next case I have is Terraporn Dawkins, Dawkins, 24 CF 11. Your Honor, we're going to have depots to set on that case. I've received some written discovery on that. I just need to
It's a new
continue.
case, the court will continue until 6/10.
Your Honor, the next case is going to be Gary Lee Dawkins, Dawkins, 24 CF 12. That is the same situation, Your Honor. Request for continuance, depositions.
Again, new case, continue to 6/10.
Next case I have is Frederick Forte, 23 CF 2881. We're requesting a continuance on that case. I discussed with the state, I need to review discovery in the statute with my client. So we'd request a continuance on that
Has
case.
discovery been exchanged?
It has, Judge. I've received it. That's one of the, that's like a failure to report vehicle type of situation. We're trying to locate who owned what and what actually applies in that case.
Okay. We'll continue to 6/10.
Your Honor, the next case I have is Taylor Freemuth, Freimuth, 24 CF 229. Judge, we'd like to leave that set for plea or continuance. We're working on a resolution. I need to relay
State.
it.
That's fine, Judge.
Court will continue this till the docket day or plea or continue.
Judge, the next case I have is Leanne Anderson, 23 CF 1618. Your Honor, we've received all the discovery in this case. We conducted depositions. I anticipate filing a motion to suppress. We just need a continuance to get that filed and heard prior to your next court date, your 6/10 date.
Okay. So we'll continue to 6/10, but just have the record reflect that there's anticipated motion to suppress to be scheduled before the next.
And do I schedule that? I'm sorry, Judge. I schedule that with your JA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything longer in the afternoon, any of the longer hearings we will schedule.
30 minutes. Yes, sir. Okay. Judge, the next case I have is David Bratton, 23 CF 631. Your Honor, the state's worked on, with law enforcement to do some discovery, finalize some discovery in that case. It's my understanding they're almost done with that. They should have something produced, continuance, to get that finalized.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor. This last continuance should be okay. It's a forensic that had to be redone due to some things that additional stuff that we found.
So it'll be the real last continuance?
Yes, sir.
What?
We can say real last.
The only thing I don't know, Judge, is if I get all this and I need an expert, I might have to do
I
that.
understand.
That's the only reason.
I'm just giving you a
Yeah.
hard time.
We'll be okay, Judge. We'll
Okay.
get it.
Yeah, it's moving, Judge.
6/10.
All right, Your Honor, the next case I have is Houston Ellis. Judge, that's all one of those failure to report vehicle type of cases. I'm requesting continuance. It's got the same basis for, discovery's
The
been
new
provided.
case, continue to 6/10.
Your Honor, the last case I have is Mario Lopez, 21 CF 680. Can we approach on that case?
You may.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by.
87, Judge, we have to leave it set for your docket day for anticipated plea to PTI.
Continue this to docket day 4:15.
That's all I have, sir. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. Ms. Dudley? Good morning, Ms. Dudley.
The first case I have is Tyrese Davis in 23 CF 2273. We have received additional discovery. We are in the process of trying to schedule to look at the evidence. Before I can set depots, there's some stuff in the video that I want to look at. So I'd ask for continuance.
This is a new case. The court will continue until 6:10.
The next case I have is John Elmore in 22 CF 2580. We have deposition set tomorrow. I'd ask for continuance because after depositions we do plan to file motions.
That's without objection, Your Honor.
We will continue this matter until 6:10.
The next I have is Kawana Gamble in 23 CF 1224. If I may approach, I do have the misdemeanor plea agreement.
It's interesting, I have some inmates on this docket.
Very good.
One of my guys in here too.
State's in agreement, obviously, on this.
That's correct, Judge.
Very good. The court will accept the plea.
And our next case I have is Montrez Glover in 23 CF 2357. We have deposition set on May 22nd. I would ask for continuance.
State?
Was that on Glover?
Yeah.
That's fine, Judge.
Court will continue until 6:10.
And our next I have is Derek Reed in 22 CF 96 and 22 CF 654. I did file a motion to suppress this morning on that one. I told the court I would file the motion. I am still missing one of the body cameras. The state did provide, we were missing 2. They did provide 1, but after watching that one, I do still need the other officer's initial body camera because it's different stuff in the beginning that I would like to see before stating the motion hearing. But I did file the motion to suppress in the case this morning. And the
So
state
you're needing to schedule it?
I want to at least get that body camera first because I might have to amend the motion. It shows something a little different that I need to add in. But I did file it because I did tell the court I would file the motion.
Well, I appreciate you doing that, and obviously, if you need additional discovery, and there's one
Yes, sir.
missing, you need to get.
I do need to get that video.
Court will continue until 6:10, and hopefully you can get, if you get it, go ahead and schedule
Yes,
it
sir.
up, schedule up the motion, just meet with my office.
Absolutely, Your Honor. I believe that's all I have on the docket today.
And there were some on Wednesday?
Yes, I did get the order, Your Honor.
You have several motions to continue, they were signed yesterday.
Yes, sir, I did get it. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Thorgard.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I'm here for behalf of I'm here on the Jose.
Who's the attorney?
Herrera.
Is it your case?
No, Your Honor, I'm here for Ms. Cooper's. There's a waiver and we'd like.
No. My docket is based on attorneys. I need to know who it is.
Miss Cashwell? No.
Who's the attorney?
Cuprys, I think that one is the first name.
Got you. Armas Herrera.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Got it.
Great, where are we at?
She would like more time to review the discovery. We'd like to have
State?
State has no objection, Your Honor.
Court will grant the continuance until 6:10,
Huh?
9 a.m. and,
Yes.
obviously, this is a brand new case, first time on.
Oh, see you later.
Thank you. Mr. Derell.
Find someone up here that can actually have it.
Morning.
May it please the court, Dustin Derell. Your Honor, my first client today is Mr. Stephen Abbott, requesting a continuance on Mr. Abbott. He's still in the hospital, limited mobility.
Where are we at with everything?
Your Honor, honestly, I'm just waiting for him to get healthy so I can discuss his case with him. I spoke with the contact that I have about a week ago. He's kind of moving his arms and legs, can't get out of bed. They are hoping to transfer him to a rehab facility in about a month. So it might take a while, Your Honor.
Sure. Just keep me apprised.
Yes, Your Honor.
Continue until 6:10 at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, next I have Caden Bennett, but I believe he may have fallen off the docket. This was a PTI.
I do not have it on my docket.
Fantastic. And then next would be Miss Catherine Booker. Your Honor, do you want to approach? May we approach her?
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area.
So the court will continue this matter until 6:10 at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, next is Mr. Angel Castilla. I have received some of the discovery. I'm still reviewing it. Request a continuance to continue reviewing discovery.
This is a new case. The court
Yes, Your Honor.
will continue it until 6:10.
Your Honor, next is Mr. David Cowart. I'd like to leave him set for plea next Monday, Your Honor, on docket day.
Very good. The court will continue this till 4:15 for a plea or continue.
Yes, Your Honor. Next is Mr. Logan Curtis. Again, Your Honor.
On that one, when we say plea or continue, or
on Mr.
assume
Cowart.
you're trying to work it out toward a plea, but if a plea is not available, is this ready? So this is a pretty straightforward case.
It is a we can leave a set plea trial if you want, Your Honor. I've got no problem with that. We have done all the discovery. It is pretty straightforward. I believe we have a plea. There's just one minor issue we're working out. So it's.
Your Honor, I wasn't told that it was going to be announced ready for trial, so I have not yet sent subpoenas on this, but I can try if we have to.
I mean, if you want to go one more cycle.
I would prefer to leave it as plea or continue.
Okay, so assuming that you believe that there's a plea, and the off chance that it doesn't go through, we'll continue it, but
Yes, sir.
we'll certainly announce last, so.
That's fine, Your Honor.
If you can't get a plea done, let's make sure and ramp it up next time for a trial.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, next is Mr. Logan Curtis. Again, Your Honor, this one is a fresh case. Would request a continuance.
Court will continue to 6:10. This is news cases.
Next, I have Mr. Alejandro Del Toro Ortega. I would like to leave him set for docket day as well. Please continue, Your Honor. And similar to Mr. Cowart, if we can't work out a plea, this will be last continuance.
Okay, very good. Ask the clerk reference this as the last continuance. We'll put it on the 4:15 docket for a plea or continue.
All right, next is Miss Catherine Gerhardstein. We do have a plea in this. Miss Gerhardstein was having some trouble finding child coverage this morning. She's running a bit late. If we can pass her for right now, Your Honor.
You want to pass her, or?
She's on her way. I'd like to get it taken care of today if we can.
Very good. We'll pass her.
And finally, Your Honor, I have Mr. Adrian Watson. Your Honor, as far as I'm aware, all discovery's been done in this matter.
Where are we at?
Your Honor, we've got a non-public piece of discovery that can't be released until May 29th. We've made it available, however, for defense to review. The state attorney's office actually brought it forward today for defense to review this afternoon. Ms. Powell showing up this afternoon. There may be an issue with a new deposition of a witness that was able to occur before. That's the only thing the state can think of, is witnesses in federal custody, and that may take some time. So
Do you want to approach briefly?
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Days Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at daystirepros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
Based on the discussion with council, the court will continue this matter 6:10, but the court will announce, or the council have announced, this will be the last continuance barring exigent circumstances, and ask for the clerk to make the request.
Thank you, Your Honor. And aside from Ms. Gartstein, I believe that's all I have today.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rare?
Good morning. And Judge, all my cases are with co-counsel Mr. Lella, so they're all under the L's for convenience. The first I've got, Judge, is Mr. J. Burns.
Hold on just a second. Let me-
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You may proceed. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Judge. On Mr. Burns' case, we finished our depositions. We've listed...
Burns is 23 CF 1163.
Correct. We finished our depositions, and speaking with the state, it's my understanding they'd like to schedule depositions of defense witnesses that have been listed, and they'd like a continuance in order to schedule those.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Okay. Court will grant continuance till 6:10 at 9 a.m.
And Judge, in light of the fact that it's a continuance based on the state's desire to depose our witnesses who've been listed for some time, we would ask that be charged to the state for that continuance.
State?
Your Honor, I am requesting that, but so I think that's fine.
Okay. So the continuance will be directed at the state.
Your Honor. Next I have is Gregory Cofield. On Mr. Cofield's case, Your Honor, I've been speaking with the state, Ms. Clausso. I've been speaking with her again this morning. They were reviewing for a revised offer. I need to be able to get that and discuss with my client before we know how best to proceed. We spoke about setting this off for docket day, so we can have a quick discussion and turn around about a week away if we could have that court date.
We'll continue this till docket day, which is next Monday, 4:15 at 9 a.m. Are we looking at a plea or trial or plea or continuance?
That was kind of my expectation, Judge. And speaking with the state, we didn't really address.
Which one's your expectation? Plea or continuance? Or plea
I'm
or
fine
trial?
setting it for plea continue.
Yes.
I'll leave it to the
The
court's
plea or
discretion.
continue is fine, Your Honor, and if it does need to be a trial, we can just tee it up next cycle then. If
Okay,
that's
so
acceptable.
we'll say plea or continue, but this will be the last continue. If it is continued, it'll be the last one. We'll plan on tee it up for next time.
Sounds
That's
good.
fine,
Okay,
Judge.
very good. We'll come back on 4:15 without subpoenas.
The next judge I've got is Christopher Goins. I spoke with the state this morning regarding that case. Mr. Lapella and I have reached out, and Mr. Lapella is handling this part, an expert witness to evaluate some discovery in the case. We have not yet listed that expert witness. We're not sure if we're going to use him going forward, but he's in the evaluation process. What I would ask for is a continuance to the 16 pretrial. I don't believe the state had an objection. I did discuss with them what we were working on at the moment.
That's without objection, Your Honor. If they do decide to retain the witness, if they can get us that information, then we can make the evidence available.
We did announce last time. So are we announcing last again?
Once we settle the expert issue, they will be called and they're listed to the state. If the state chooses to depose them or not, however they want to proceed. Once we get the expert witness issues settled, then I think we'll be really ready to proceed to trial.
Okay. If you all will try and communicate on that issue, so at least we need any hearings or anything before that we can get that.
Understood, Judge.
Sounds good.
Continue to 6:10.
The last I should have on the docket, Judge, is Mr. James Harden. Judge, we've done our first round of depositions on his case. We do intend to file a motion to readdress the deposition issue regarding the alleged victim in the case. So we plan to have that filed this week. We'll get that scheduled. So we'd like to continue it to June 10th pretrial in the meantime and to continue to work on the case.
Without objection, Your Honor. He did mention they were going to refile that.
Court will continue this till 6:10, but do get that in so we can figure out if we need to have any hearing.
We plan to file this week, Judge, so we can go ahead and get it scheduled and done. And I believe, Your Honor, that's all I've got on the docket.
Thank you. Have a good day. Mr. Weinstock, I think his case was handled already. Mr. Catalin.
Good
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Your Honor, I believe I only have one case on the docket. The first one is Dalton David Kitson, Kitzan, 23 CF 882. Your Honor, Mr. Kitson, Your Honor, if we could leave that one set for 4:15, I believe it's going to trial. I get to file a waiver.
I'm sorry? I didn't hear him.
I believe it's going to trial. That's Kitson. That's not the one we talked about.
Okay. We'll continue this 4:15 for trial.
Very well.
The state will be revoking its offer.
Very well.
You want to leave the offer open till the 15th or today?
No, Judge, I don't. The state went ahead and let Mr. Catalin know it was going to expire today, so we'll go ahead and withdraw it.
Okay.
And the state will send its subpoenas out and try to get everyone served in the meantime. The state was expecting a plea to that.
Okay, very good. We'll continue this matter until docket day and as it's moving toward trial.
Very well,
And
Your
the state
Honor.
and the court will acknowledge the withdrawal of the, I'm sorry, Mr. Catalin.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I may have another case on the docket. I'm not sure. It's Isman. That's the case we talked about.
This is the only one I have for you on this, unless
Yeah.
it's under somebody else's
Okay.
name.
It might
If you
be-
want to handle another one, that, I'm okay with it.
Do you want to handle that, Mr. Roscoe? That's the one that we talked about that's going to be, that's the battery. They're both over 65 years old, husband and wife.
Oh.
That's Isman. That's the one we talked about.
Can we approach?
Yeah.
Judge, can we approach? Sure.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and that's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Man, I got this. Let's roll.
Fight fire with fire, take one.
Have you been injured in an accident and need righteous representation? Call us, because we fight fire. Damn thing ain't working.
Whoa! Not cool, bro. I'm Attorney Coy Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
Ms. Gooden.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I have
You're
several.
usually one of the first ones up, Ms. Gooden. What?
You know, sometimes when you get my age, you run a little slow. These younger people just get there faster. I have several on the docket with you. I haven't.
Hold on a second. Let me come to. Okay. Yes, ma'am. First one I have is Arnold.
Jacob Arnold.
Correct.
And I gotta find him. There he is, 23 CF 2030. We are still working on this one. We may have to set depositions, and I probably will schedule them this week. So I'm asking for a continuance.
This is a relatively new case. The court will continue it until 6:10.
The next one I have, which is new to me, Do you, it may not be under my name yet. Chandler Allen, A-L-L-E-N, 23 CF.
Who would it have been under?
I'm sorry?
Which attorney would it have been under if it's not under you?
He just retained us, I'm not sure.
Who?
I'm not sure. Chandler Allen,
You have a case number?
23 CF 2676.
Is that on the docket for today?
It is.
Oh, it's got no attorney. Hold on, let me find some files. Very good. Found it.
Because he's new to me, I'm asking for a continuance.
No objection, Your Honor.
Very good. It's a relatively new case anyway, so we'll continue until 6:10.
The next one I have is Frederick Brown,
Okay.
23 CF 1523. I'm asking for a continuance.
Where are we at?
Your Honor, this is a return to the docket after failure to comply with the PTI. He was just placed back on the docket, so I believe me and Ms. Gooden will need to have conversations about what happens.
A whole lot of begging, Your Honor.
So we'll continue this till 6:10 and assume y'all will be in discussions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. The next one I have is Taylor Copeland, Copeland, 23 CF 1142. We have depositions scheduled next month. Hopefully, we'll be able to resolve the depositions in one go. If not, then we'll ask for a continuance after that, but I asked for the June date.
Okay. We'll continue until 6:10 and 9 a.m.
The next one I have is Louis DeLeon, DELEON, 23 CF 2128. We're waiting for FDLE reports. The state's gonna get it to me as soon as she gets it.
Where are we at with the reports?
Your Honor, I believe this is another one that we're still waiting on. I believe, if you give me just a second, I believe it's been assigned to an analyst, but I'll have to check on that.
Once we get the FDLE report, we should be able to resolve
It's
it.
kind of the last remaining discovery item.
Right, it's a possession of controlled substance. It either is or isn't.
Your Honor, I do know that it's at FDLE. I will check to see, it has been assigned to an analyst, but it was assigned to an analyst on March the 28th, Your Honor. So it might take one more cycle for me to get the report, but I will
Okay,
ask them to.
if you'll just follow up on it, just so we doesn't get lost over in the bowels of the FDLE and
Yes.
Tallahassee. We'll continue until 6:10.
The last one I have is Frank Jenkins, JENKINS, 23 CF 2286. The state and I have come to an agreement, basically a pay and dismiss. My client provided a cashier's check, which we have to get to the alleged victim, and then the state's gonna not cross the case.
Okay, so what do we need to do today? as far
I
as-
guess we need to pass it to 6:10. It'll fall off the docket.
I would agree with that.
Okay, we'll continue until 6:10, and hopefully it'll be resolved by then.
And unless Madam Clerk tells me otherwise, that's all I have today.
That's all I've got for you, Ms. Gooden.
Thank you,
have a
Your
nice
Honor.
day.
Have a wonderful week.
Mr. Keach.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
First case on the docket will be State of Florida versus James Banks, 22 CF 2776. And
Hold on just a second, let me get your. Okay, James Banks, sorry.
And Judge, by agreement with the state, we would ask to move this case to your June cycle.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where are we at with this case?
The case is still ongoing, Judge. If you want us to approach, we can.
Sure.
Next case on your docket, Your Honor, will be State of Florida versus Jessica Fickett. She has a co-defendant that was represented by Ms. Dudley. Depositions are scheduled for tomorrow. But if we can move it one cycle, I suspect we might have some depositions or attendants who don't appear. So I'm not ready to say final continuance.
That's without objection, Your Honor.
Very good. Without objection, the court will continue this till 6:10 at 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. Powell. Gill. Okay.
Mr. Powell's right over there.
Where? Mr. Powell. I'm sorry, didn't see you. Called your name, but didn't see you.
How you doing, Judge?
I'm doing fine, sir. Hold on just a second. Let me get your case. Okay, I've got it. Juan Carlos Bautista.
Right, Judge. We took depositions Friday. A lot of them didn't make it to the depositions. This is a very complicated case of discoveries. Box full, and we need to continue. We've got to take another round.
So some of the depositions didn't show and whatnot?
Right.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, this is a relative, well, it's actually.
It's an old case, Judge, but it took forever to get the discovery in.
But,
State?
Your Honor, it is an older case, but there was some federal stuff tangled up in this. That's why it took.
So does it look like the depositions that weren't able to be done, that you're going to be able to arrange for those before the next cycle?
I would hope so, Your Honor. There is also, in the second case, there are more officers to depose. So if we can mix the people who didn't show up on Friday with those officers, then I think we'll be in a good
Let's just try and make as much progress as we can in this
Yes, sir.
next cycle. I just don't want to come back in 2 months and like we're here where we're at now. I understand.
Thank you, though.
Okay, we'll continue to 6:10, 9 a.m.
Okay.
I think that's all you got, Mr. Powell.
No, I got.
Got Brandon Lanou. That was continued.
You already continued?
I continued it.
I got another one, Judge.
Okay.
Justin Busby, 23 CF.
I do not have any others for both.
Your Honor, Justin Busby is actually represented by Tangi Carter,
Okay, hold on.
and Mr. Bo Powell is the co-counsel, I believe, locally.
Gotcha. Okay, but we can handle it today. So Justin Busby, which is 23 CF 2415.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Powell, where are we at?
Depositions are being set, Judge. There's a waiver on file. We need to continue.
And the state has no objection, Your Honor. Those depositions are out of state, but they have actually already been set.
So you've set the deposition?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, we'll continue until 6:10 at 9 a.m.
Judge, I've got one for Mr. Brad Stewart.
Okay, hold on. Let me find that.
Christopher Glenn.
Very good. Christopher Glenn.
23 CF 1110.
Correct.
And he had one deposition scheduled for a follow-up deposition for May 17th. He's filed a motion for independent lab testing. That motion is being said. It's my understanding the state doesn't have any objection to continue.
State? Christopher Glenn.
Christopher Glenn. Is it under Mr. Powell?
It's Stewart.
Under Brad's.
Brad Stewart.
I got my notes that you didn't have any objection.
Here it is.
I mean, obviously, it's a complicated case, it's a
I-
trafficking case, but I just want to make sure we're moving.
Yes, Judge, I believe that this is my case.
Okay?
I believe that we conducted depositions in the case, and I think that Mr. Stewart was filing a motion for a second opinion on the drug results.
Correct. That's what Mr. Powell said. Okay. So has the motion been filed, Mr. Powell?
I'm not sure.
You know?
He
I-
said he
I
said
think
he
I saw it, Judge.
Filed a pending motion. He's filed a pending motion.
Okay, so go ahead and just get up with Mr. Stewart, call my office and coordinate, let's get this thing set, and we'll figure out where we're going. We'll continue it for next cycle.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Judge, I got one more. Just called in Chris Crawford, attorney for Nathan Gray, is a client. There's a waiver.
Hold on a second. Crawford?
Yes, sir.
Got it. Nathaniel Gray.
Yes, sir. And it's a waiver, and the deposition, doctor's deposition has to be taken. That's all I have, but he said.
Judge, can we approach?
Sure.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Discovery process will continue until 6:10 in order to get the doctor's depositions.
That's all I have, Judge.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I've run out of my list, so who gets this, who got here first? Mr. Niddle?
Who wants to go?
Who got it? Come on. Mr. Parker, we skipped over, you should have been waving your hand at me. I would have gotten you out of here. Hold on a second, let me find your case.
Judge, this is Ruth Valero, if you can find it on the docket sheet. I have a case number for the courts, 4623 CF 2373. Judge,
Hold on.
she's very nervous.
That's all right. Hold on.
I don't want to make the court stay any longer than necessary.
Very good. Sorry. Go ahead.
Judge, at the last time we had a pretrial, the court encouraged us to meet and work things out when it comes to discovery. And I'm pleased to say that the prosecutor's office said I did that. We were able to solve the problem without taking depositions in this particular case. So we have a written plea agreement for the court signed by both sides.
Okay.
Would you like me to present that?
Is it a felony plea agreement or a misdemeanor felony? Okay. Thank you. Okay. Can you want to go ahead and announce the plea?
Judge, announcing the plea as per the court's instructions, she's going to be given a withhold adjudication. She's going to be on probation for a couple of years. She's attending a course given by Bridgeway. She has been attending it, and she is currently attending it. She's going to continue with that. She is going to pay all fines and costs, and if there is any restitution in this case.
Actually, the restitution was identified in the plea agreement, the amount.
I thought the court would probably set a hearing on the restitution.
If it's agreed to, I won't. If you guys are in disagreement, we would set a hearing.
We're here to agree, Judge.
I mean, if you all are in agreement, the court will accept the stipulated.
We're in agreement.
Okay, very good. And what are the fees and costs? What are the standard fee, Madam Clerk?
I would.
$550?
That sounds correct.
Okay. So those are part of that.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Court costs $550.
Judge, the probation is able to see her today if the court.
Hold on.
feels that's.
I'm sorry, say again?
Probation is able to see her today.
That's important that she does that first off.
Get her
Is the
started.
state in agreement with this?
We are, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Valero, would you please raise your right hand? You swear or affirm that the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, got to get your sentencing guidelines. So, Mr. Counsel, are you okay with the score sheet, the
Yes.
minimum guidelines?
Yes, we are.
So, Ms. Valero, you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement, and I see those same terms are if I can get in order, are contained in the written plea agreement. It's called a sentence recommendation. It's actually a plea agreement is what it is, and I see you've signed that. So my first question, have you read this plea agreement closely and gone over with your attorney, made sure you had all your legal questions answered about this agreement?
Yes, sir.
You understand importantly that by entering this plea agreement here today, this is the final resolution of your case. It's a probationary, but this is the final resolution of your case. You won't have to come back to court, assuming you perform all your probation one. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So you're waiving the right to go to a hearing on it and all that. You believe that's in your best interest?
Yes.
And you have you had all your legal questions answered by Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you believe this is in your best interest to enter into this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea agreement. And let me just say one thing. There will be a withhold of adjudication. That's actually was not announced, but that's a very important part of this, correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, it's a withhold of adjudication, and the court will sentence you to 2 years of probation and restitution to the Ulta Beauty, I assume that's a salon, in the amount of $1,240. And while you're on probation for this 2 years, you must maintain gainful employment, and if you don't have employment, have 2 applications per week. And the probation will work with you on. And also take an anti-shoplifting course, which your attorney said you already started, and court costs, which will be $515. Okay, any questions? Okay. And if you've got a report, if you'll leave here and go over to, what's the address, 515? If you'll go over there, they'll tell you where to go over to probation to meet up with them to basically sign up for it. Okay, any questions? Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Madden, you want to?
I do, Your Honor.
Come on.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I've got two on your docket this morning. The first one I have is Devontae Bryant. This is 23 CF 2657. Judge, we have done one round of depositions in this case, and we've got the second round scheduled for the 3rd of May. And just because I heard the court asking other attorneys earlier about this is the last round of depositions, I did provide the state with some reciprocal witnesses or some defense witnesses a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, we had scheduled depositions for May 3rd well before then, so we may, depending on how it goes, we may have to have another round after that, but I'm just going to ask for one continuance today.
Very good.
And then,
Well, it's a relatively new case. The court will grant the continuance, get as much done as he can between now and then. Kind of let me know where you're at on the 10th.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
The second case I have is Catherine Day, 23 CF 2848. Your Honor, I've got an agreement with the state that my client intends to sign. So if we could just move this maybe to the next court date, I would hope I could have her in here
Can you
to.
come back on Monday, on docket day? Rather than a whole cycle. If you got an agreement, let's get her done.
Let me just double check, Judge. I should be fine on Monday. That'd be fine with me, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll continue this until docket day, which is 4:15 and 9 a.m. without subpoenas for a plea. I think that's all you got.
That's all I got, Your Honor. If I may be
Thank you,
excused.
Mr. Matt. Yes, sir. So, Mr. Niddle?
Did I have one case, Dexter Lane, I believe that's the hallway. I just spoke to the judge, he's out in the hallway. Judge,
You want to wait for him?
I'd already talked to him, Judge, I told him I filed the motion for the suppression. Friday, I'm waiting on one videotape from Ms. Sharpless, I just gave her the thumb drive to download that on so we can get that taken care of, but I just need a date for the suppression hearing, and this will be the last continuance.
That's Mr. Lane, is that what you're talking about? Dexter Lane?
Yeah.
Okay. If you'll stay on top of this, call my office, get this thing scheduled.
I'll call her in a second. Ms. Van Dock's doing have it.
Well, you know, she'll get both parties on the phone, we'll get it scheduled up. Because this case, it's been sitting out there.
Yes, sir. It's
2-year-old case.
It's almost 2 years old.
Over 2 years.
Over 2 years, correct.
So we want to get her done.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I do too.
One way or another. Okay. We'll continue this till 6:10. We'll get that suppression hearing sentenced, and this court will note this will be the last continuance. Clerk, please
thank you,
indicate
Judge.
that in the minutes.
I'll give it Ms. Van Bosch.
Derell?
Thank you, Your Honor. And if I may recall Ms. Catherine Gartstein, and we do have a written plea agreement, if I may approach her, okay? Thank you.
Hold on just a second. Okay. Would you announce the plea agreement, Mr. Drew?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, Ms. Gartstein would withdraw her previously entered plea of not guilty, enter a plea of no contest to 2023 CF 1757, agreed upon sentence of 2 years probation, substance abuse evaluation, and any recommended treatment, random urinalysis. It is contemplated in this plea agreement that the state would dismiss 1758. That is going to be a withhold of adjudication. Standard fines and costs in 1757, Your
I believe it's 617 for controlled substance, Madam Clerk, is that correct?
615. Okay. Question, the second count in 1757, possession of paraphernalia, is not addressed.
Yes, Your Honor. So that would be 1 year for count 2, 1
So
year
you want to do
probation.
1 year probation for that and then 2 years?
For count 1, both to run concurrent.
And put the court costs in there too, just, and what is the court cost again, Madam Clerk?
615.
615 in court costs, Mr. Derell. Is the state in agreement?
We are, Judge, and I will have to do an amended score sheet. However, she does not score.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. How do you pronounce your name, ma'am?
My last name, Gartstein.
Gartstein?
Gartstein.
Stop. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Try and get people's names correct. So, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
So speak into that mic for me so I can hear you.
Yes.
You put your hand down.
Okay.
So you heard, you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement, yes?
Yeah.
And those same terms are contained in the written plea agreement that you've signed. So my first question is, did you read the plea agreement closely?
Yes.
And did you go over it in detail with your attorney? Make sure you had an understanding of all the legal consequences of this plea agreement.
Yes.
Because you're waiving some valuable, by entering into this, you're waiving some valuable legal rights in exchange for a final resolution here today. I just want to make sure you've gone over it and you understand that with your attorney, all the ins and outs legally. You
Yes.
understand that? You understand that you're waiving the right to go to a trial?
Yes.
Okay. You believe this is in your best interest to enter into this plea agreement?
Yes.
Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea agreement here today, and is to count 23 CF 1757 is to count 1. The court is sentencing you to 2 years of probation, and in addition, you have to have substance abuse evaluation and any recommended services and random urinalysis during the course of the probation. Count 2, which is the possession of paraphernalia, that's a misdemeanor. You're going to be ordered for 1 year of probation, but it'll be concurrent with the 2 years. So it's a total of 2 years of probation, $615 in court costs, and 23 CF 1758, which is a 3-count charge, being null processed by the state, correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay. Any questions, ma'am? Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Durant. Okay. Mr. Dees?
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Your Honor, Robert Dees on behalf of Eric James, 24 CF 287. Your Honor, we were able to reach an agreement. It is a departure based upon a legitimate unenforced plea bargain. May I approach?
You may. Thanks. Would you please announce the terms of the plea agreement?
I will, Your Honor. Counts 1 through 3 will be concurrent. It will be an adjudication of guilt, 1 year of community control at $55 cost of supervision, a total of $515 in court costs.
Mr. James, would you please raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is the defense in agreement on the score sheet?
We are, Your Honor.
And as you said, it's a downward departure based on uncoerced negotiation?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Your Honor, the state is in agreement with the
Very good. So, Mr. James, you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, and I see those same terms are contained in the written plea agreement. that you've signed. Just want to make sure you've gone over this plea agreement. First of all, that you've read it closely, yes? And have you gone over it in detail with your attorney? Make sure you understand all the legal ramifications, because you are waiving some valuable legal rights, the right to contest all this in a formal trial. And there will be an adjudication of guilt that has legal ramifications on it. Do you understand that? And have you gone over it in detail with your attorney and had all your questions answered? And you are entering this freely and voluntarily? Nobody threatened to coerce you to get you to enter into this plea? Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. And as to each of the 3 counts, there will be an adjudication of guilt. You'll be sentenced to 1 year of community control on each of the 3 counts. But they are concurrent.
That's
I'm going to ask you to scratch that in there. Add
Yes,
this, make sure and put that in.
That'd be great, thank you.
And then you've got to pay the $55 cost of supervision per month and the $515 in court costs. I just want to make sure that your attorney puts in that these are concurrent, so that it makes sure that you understand this is a total of 1 year of community control for each of them. And you do understand community control, a lot more intensive supervision. You need to kind of pay attention to that. I see way too many people coming back on these things that fail. So you gotta, it's kind of got to be first order of business. Okay? Any questions? Okay. Thank you.
Judge, the next case I have is Jerry Johnston. It's 24 CF 127. There's a waiver of his appearance in the court file. And we have deposition set for the 19th of April, just moving to continue.
State. State. This is Johnson. This is a brand new case. The court will continue until 6:10.
Okay, there's no objection, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. And Judge, I'm also doing a good meeting covering for Mr. Chris Garrett today. He has a Brian Buchan on the docket, 23 CF 1078. There's a waiver of appearance in the
Hold on
court
just a
file.
second. Hold on. Okay.
Mr. Buchan's case 23 CF 1078. He's moving to continue, Your Honor.
We've actually already signed the continued.
That one's already been continued.
Okay.
Excellent. And he
That's
also
moved, not moved, but it's scheduled, continued until 4:10.
Excellent, Judge, thank you. And he also has a Jaron Carson 24 CF 220 and a 22 CF 1778. He filed a motion to continue in that case. That may have already been granted as well.
Okay, I'm sorry. What's the attorney?
Mr. Garrett, Christopher Garrett.
I do not have that on my docket at all, so.
What was the name?
Sorry.
Must have been continued. Excellent. Judge, enjoy your day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Who do we have? Mr. Owens?
Judge, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Owens.
Judge, we have a case.
Hold
My
on
client
just a second. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
My client is Victor Stanton, but there's 2 or 3 other lawyers that I'd like to call up as well because they're co-defendants on a homicide case.
Judge, I believe that case belongs to Ms. Sandler, and she just stepped out.
We'll call it back up in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judge.
As soon as she comes back in, wave at me and I'll.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who else do we have? Come on forward,
Your Honor.
counsel.
First case I'd like to call is Ian Gonzalez. It's case number 24231. This is Attorney Tony Henderson's case, Judge.
Yeah, hold on a second.
He is present.
Very good. So what do we I know it's a brand-new case, I assume.
Yes, Your Honor.
Seeking a continuance?
No, Your Honor, there's actually an agreement. The state has offered a pretrial intervention agreement. I just had one question for Madam Clerk. There is a cost of supervision provision in here. Just want to know what the cost of supervision for pretrial intervention would be.
It's up to the state.
It was left blank.
What was the question?
The cost of supervision.
Cost of supervision on pretrial intervention.
That's $40.
What is
$40
it?
a month.
$40 per month.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
My apologies.
All right. I've got that filled in now, Judge. Would you like me to announce the terms?
You can.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be prosecution's going to be deferred for 10 months. The defendant's hereby notified that there's an R bond pursuant to completing the PTI program. Refrain from violation of any law. Work regularly. He's going to participate in the mental health, drug, or alcohol counseling programs that are assigned to him. He's going to pay restitution to the victim in the amount of $1,220 plus a 4% surcharge. Agree to support any dependents. Agree to pay $40 a month plus 4% surcharge, cost of supervision, and agrees to pay $2 a month to the DC Education Trust Fund. There's also no contact with Annabelle and Rodriguez, and early termination of 5 months if all conditions are completed. And I have it signed by Mr. Gonzalez, the state, and Mr. Henderson, if I may approach.
May. Thank you. State's in agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Very good. Actually, what you need to do is give this to the probation officer, correct? Probation?
Yes, that is correct.
Because there's two ways to do these. If it was a part of a plea agreement, we'd have to do a colloquy, but it's not. It's separate from a plea agreement. I mean, it is a plea agreement, but it's a pretrial intervention, slightly different. So if you'll just hand that to them, that'll cover it.
I believe is the plea agreement separate and only in the case of?
Yes, Your Honor. The state and the defense have a plea agreement in the case that the pretrial diversion is violated.
I need a paper.
I got it right here, Judge.
Okay, there you go. Okay, gotcha. Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, so I'm looking at your plea and sentencing agreement that you've signed, as has the state. Your attorney just went over the terms of the pretrial intervention. This is a little bit of a unique process because you're entering into a plea agreement, and if you succeed in meeting all the terms in it, there were quite a few terms in there, and you're going to have this, have to be something that's got to be your number one focus here the next, put in your year. But if you do not succeed in this pretrial intervention, in other words, you do not fulfill this in the prescribed time, they're going to come back and you're going to go right to sentencing. But you succeed, kind of high risk, high reward. If you succeed, you get your counts dismissed. Okay? So in one sense, it's very positive, but you're kind of, there's a hammer too, and fairly significant hammer, because you'll come back and there'll be an adjudication and et cetera. So do you understand that? Okay. So there'll be a withhold of adjudication and 12 months of probation. And the other terms that your attorney stated. Do you have any questions concerning this? You understand that you are waiving some valuable legal rights by entering into this plea agreement. You have the right to go to a trial and to contest all this. You're waiving that right by entering into this plea agreement. You believe that's in your best interest? And you've gone over it with your attorney, made sure you had all your legal questions answered? Nobody threatened the court to get you into the plea?
And just to make sure, Your Honor, that 12 months of probation under those terms, that's just if he fails to complete the PTI agreement, correct? That was my understanding, as well as Mr. Gonzalez's.
I'm not clear.
That was the state's intention, so if the PTI is violated, then it would go, then you'll be placed on probation.
Yes, pursuant to the PTI agreement, Your Honor, it's going to be prosecution deferred for 10 months.
Right. And if he fails it, it goes to 12 months probation? So you're capping his sentence. Never had one like this, honestly. Usually it goes directly to sentencing.
Or was it written as an either-or offer? I'm not clear.
It was written as the agreement in the event that it was violated.
Okay, probation, do you have a comment?
Yes, I'm actually the PTI officer. So what we do is usually if he fails, he just gets returned to the docket. And at that point, when he comes back to court, he's sentenced to whatever the offer is. I've never seen one with the PTI probation being a condition if he fails, because that's kind of like.
That's what it says. This is not clear.
Okay, Your Honor.
That is what I spoke with Mr. Henderson
it could be
earlier.
a sentence. I mean, I don't see that there's. I don't know that there's anything that prohibits this type of agreement. I've just never seen one. Because normally, if you come back and you fail it, it then doesn't go. I mean, probation is kind of a lenient sentence. And if he doesn't conclude his PTI successfully, then he goes to probation. But that's what it says here, if that's what you all are agreeing on. Open plea. It's not an open plea. It's a plea. It's not an open plea. In the event, pretrial, I'm unclear. What does that mean? Open plea in the event the pretrial diversion contract is violated or not successfully completed. What does that mean?
Your Honor, may we approach?
Sure.
Congratulations, Crestviews' very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Dave's Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes...
Your attorney has cut a very favorable deal for you, okay? Normally, you do a PTI. If you fail, you come back to court for sentencing. In this case, if you fail, you would go to probation. You basically get a second chance. You fail probation, now you're looking at potential jail time. Okay? I'm not trying to put you in jail, trying to keep you out of jail. Make sure you take it seriously in order to do so. Yes, ma'am?
Okay, so the other, I'm sorry to throw in a wrench in the whole negotiations here, but usually if somebody fails PTI for any certain reason, maybe a new arrest, drug charges, if it does not
That
have
is
any-
correct. That's what we normally do, but that's not what they agreed to.
Yeah.
Is there, and I don't, as far as I can tell, I agree with you. I've never seen one. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
However, I don't know. I know you usually do, but there's nothing to prohibit it under the law, and the state and the defense has agreed to it, so I'm going to go along with it.
Okay, I'm good with that too.
But I agree with you. I've never seen one. That's what I'm
I
saying.
always try to give them a second chance if it's not related to the original charges, that's what I'm just saying, so they won't automatically go to sentencing.
Right.
It's just,
So,
but I'm good with whatever. Of course.
we're all in agreement this is unique. So you better take advantage of it and don't screw up. Okay? Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. The next case I have is Christopher Gardner.
Hold on a second. Go ahead.
The next case I have is Christopher Gardner. That's 23 CF 107. Your Honor, I have here the depositions are scheduled for April 17th, 2024. Oh, and just for the clerk, this is also Mr. Henderson's case as well.
So you're requesting a continuance till
Yes, Your Honor.
6:10? State?
That's correct, Judge.
Very good. Board will continue this till 6:10.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm also covering one case for Miss Lori Raybon.
Okay.
That's
Hold on.
Br-
Hold on. Okay.
This is case Brandon Edgar, 23 CF 1881. There was a motion to continue filed with no objection from the state. I'd just be renewing that motion here, Your Honor.
Where are we at?
This case is with Ms. Sharpless. I'm not sure, Your Honor. I haven't spoken.
Edgar, Raybon's case?
Your Honor, I think Ms. Raybon did submit a motion to continue. That's what I was anticipating today, but give me just a second. I'm unsure if it got...
I just want to make sure we're kind of...
And I have a copy of the motion, Your Honor, as well as the email communications between Ms. Raybon and the state.
Your Honor, the state was anticipating a continuance and it agrees to it.
Okay, so are we making progress on this case, though?
Yes, Your Honor, we do have more depositions that need to be conducted.
Okay, we'll continue until 6:10.
Thank you.
The last case I have, Judge, is one of my cases. It's Jalen Driver, 23 CF 0499.
Okay.
There's a waiver on file for Mr. Driver. There was a motion to suppress file. That hearing's still scheduled for 5:15. This was just kind of a status state because I had mentioned that I'm going to file a amended motion as well as a memorandum. I have a copy of that right here. It's pretty extensive, so I wanted to give it a review before I gave it to the state and got it filed, but she should have it at the end of the day today.
Very good. So we'll continue this. We'll keep it on the pretrial docket on 6:10.
Okay.
And with the understanding that the motion to suppress hearing is also scheduled at on 5:15.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Owens, you want to come back up? Sorry.
The first case I have is Mary Mason.
Okay.
Judge, this is Mary Mason before the court. You may recall this is the case we had the motion to suppress on. We would like to leave it set for trial. My understanding is your true trial weeks are April the 15th and May the 6th.
April 22nd.
I'm asking for May the 6th.
Well, we'll come back on docket day. It depends on where the other cases, and we'll come back on docket day and kind of begin to narrow it down, figure out where. We're trying to accommodate everybody on both sides.
Okay.
We don't want to promise you that still. We'll come back on 4:15 at 9 a.m. without subpoenas for trial.
So docket day is April 15th?
Correct.
When is jury?
And jury review is that Thursday, right? And that'll be when there's a final determination made where we're at. We'll get an idea, though, on docket day.
Okay.
How long of a trial do you anticipate?
It would be a one-day trial.
1 day, okay. I'm sure we can get it in.
All right, thank you. All right, I've got Victor Stanton along with two other lawyers who are here with co-defendants.
Okay.
Patrice Cashwell and Rudy Harper are the counsel for the other two co-defendants.
Patrice Cash on behalf of Benny Richardson, ready for trial, Your Honor.
Judge, my case is actually set on Wednesday, but I do have he's incarcerated.
And my client, Victor Stanton, we're ready for trial.
Your Honor, this is the same case that Mr. Derell and I approached the bench on earlier. These two co-defendants on Mr. Derell's client. The state respectfully asked for a continuance to next cycle. I've been newly assigned to this case. We are getting some amended discovery out to the defense probably later on today regarding an informant, and the state would ask for that continuance to the 610 trial cycle, same as Mr. Derell's client.
So, based on, you all were, obviously we're not, the defense counsel, we're not privy to the sidebar that we had, but there was basically understanding that there are 4 separate cases. They're not going to be consolidated. Does anybody disagree with that?
They're not going to be consolidated for trial?
That is, what was told to me is that they were not going to be consolidated. I'm asking the 4 of you all, or the 3 of you.
If that's correct, then yes, Your Honor.
Then, assuming that's the case, if there was a motion for consolidation, the court would have to deal with it. I'm not ruling on that. I'm just saying that's what was presented to me. So if we're not, then next cycle, what was discussed is one of these 4 cases is going to go.
Well, can we talk about them going this time?
We could, except for the state. You want to approach?
Yes, sir.
We can all come.
If we
Come
approve
forward.
what, still
You
be
can
on the
come.
record?
Of course.
Okay.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Man, I got this. Let's roll. Fight fire with fire. Take one. Have you been injured in an accident and need righteous representation? Call us, because we fight fire. Damn thing ain't working. Whoa! Not cool, bro.
I'm Attorney Coy Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
The Cottage Formalware, located at 648 North Wilson Street, has all your needs for looking your best. We have homecoming, prom, and pageant dresses. We have tux rental suits, vests, ties. Need something casual? We have that too. Shop Hometown First and visit us on Facebook at the Cottage Boutique and Formalware. We're located at 648 North Wilson Street. Call 850-682-2446.
We do want to move this case forward, and said that last time, the court continues to feel that way. So everybody's got a right to have their cases resolved, and we've got to try and take everything into consideration when we're making that call. So we're going to continue this matter until 6:10, and this will be the last continuance, and I would ask that the clerk's minutes on all these cases reflect that this will be the last continuance, although all four of them certainly will not be tried in the next cycle, but one of them will. Thank you all very much.
And Judge, my client's set for Wednesday, and I'll just trust that he resolve this particular issue as opposed to rehashing.
Perfect. Okay. I think that's all private counsel. Any other private counsel that we have? Let me go through my docket real quick.
Mr. Nopes is here, Judge.
Oh, Mr. Nopes.
Bouncing around courtrooms today, Judge.
Okay.
Judge, I've got Desmond Bankston.
Correct.
Judge, I would ask to continue this. I was appointed on January 12th.
Where are we at kind of with as far as
Judge,
discovery and whatnot? I know you're new to it, I'm not going to push them. I'm just kind of trying to understand where things are at.
Judge, the state has sent me discovery, and I have been in contact with Mr. Bankston. The video that they had, I just provided him a copy of that, and he and I will meet and discuss this case.
Very good. So we'll continue this till 6:10.
June 10th.
June 10th.
Very good. Thank you, Judge. Judge, I've then got Brooke Davis. Judge, the state and I had a deposition of the officer involved, and she is no longer working with the force, and she appeared via Zoom and thus did not have access to previous videos that had been uploaded into the system on the particular case in question. So we've got to reschedule her deposition to be in person so that we can discuss the video and any of the other documents.
So you're asking for a continuance till 6:10?
Yes, sir.
State?
The state doesn't oppose that.
Without objection, the court will continue this till 6:10.
Judge, the next case I've got is Alicia Dean. Judge, I was checking my email a second ago, and this morning the state had told me that they were sending me some cell phone records, and I've actually got them this morning at 10:10. So we're going to agree to leave it set for the 15th, and whether or not it goes to trial this time around depends upon where we're at after I review the current information.
And not to kind of, why is the last minute? Did these just come, were these just discovered, or?
No, well, Your Honor, so they had to be,
Because it's a 2-month continuance, and it was announced last, so I mean, it was kind of, everything was kind of being wrapped up, and now, I just want to make sure we're.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, so at the depots, I found out that they did actually download her cell phone, so I got them from evidence, and we have to go to evidence, get a copy of them, and then download them. So I realized that Mr. Notes hadn't yet gotten a copy of them, so I did make sure he had a copy. But it is, the relevant information is talked about in the offense report, which Mr. Notes had a copy previous to that. So this is just the actual evidence substantiating what's written in the offense report, Your Honor.
Well, we'll continue this till docket day, and let's see where we're at.
Yes, Your Honor.
Come back Monday, 9 o'clock. Judge, I then have Jason DeLone, DELONE, 24 CF 221. Judge, he is present.
Leave it.
You just want to leave it except for Monday?
I mean, clear continue, but I need civic on, I need.
Judge, it's going to be set for Monday, clear continue.
Your Honor, I'm expecting some information from the victim in this case, and once I get that, I think that will resolve Mr. DeLeon's case.
Very good. So we'll continue this till Monday, 4th to 15th, April 15th, for plea or continue.
Judge, then I've got Cameron Eddy. Eddie. Judge, I spoke to him last week. Well, actually, I did not. He called and left a message, and somebody called him back. And so I don't know where he's at today. Maybe we'll just pass it for a few minutes, and I'll go in the hallway and see if I can find him.
Very good.
Judge, then I have Keith Golden. Judge, the state has conveyed an offer, and I want to talk with Mr. Golden about that. So if we could just leave it set for Monday, it'll be resolved, or it'll be continuous. It's not ready to go to trial.
Plea or continue for Monday, April 15th.
Yep. Okay. Judge, then I have Jeremy Hargis.
Did you call Eddie Cameron?
I did, but he didn't respond, so we're going to pass it for a few minutes. Judge, let's put it on for Monday. Plea or continuance. I've not been involved in the case very long, Judge, I don't think.
We'll continue it till next Monday, the 15th, plea or continue. 9 a.m. without subpoenas.
Judge, then I've got Karen Heiler. Judge, she had a 22 case, and then I was appointed to, and we've done discovery depositions in that case, and then she got this new case. In reviewing it last week, I did see that the state sent me the discovery in February, and my intention was to schedule depositions, and I just didn't ever come back around to doing that. But that's what I'll be doing later today or tomorrow. So, Judge, I'd like to continue it. Not sure what the state's going to say.
Your Honor, I don't object to that. I think that we can hopefully get a global resolution of both cases.
Okay, we'll continue this till 6:10. Will that probably be the last of the discovery?
Judge, it should be. I would hope it would be.
Okay. Okay. So hopefully then we'll figure out what we're doing the next cycle, either plea or tee it up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Judge, the last case I've got, Mario Lee. I know he's a co-defendant with others. I'm not sure what the other cases did.
Your Honor, Ms. Graham's case, I think, is the only one that's been this morning. This is the case where Florida Department of Law Enforcement let me know that the buccal swabs have been analyzed, but they weren't able to get me a report prior to today. So if we could set this one in June, and hopefully we can have a trial.
That's fine, Judge.
I think Mr. Nopes is going to have to give me a thumb drive like everybody else is for the social media download.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll have it next time I see her.
So we'll continue this matter until June 10th, and it looks like we're kind of moving it towards some resolution one way or another.
Yes, sir. Judge, I'm going to step out and try to find Mr. Eddie. I don't know if there's a bondsman involved, but give me a few minutes. I'll see if I can find him.
Very good. Okay, any other private counsel?
Would the court be willing to call Dennis Foster? It's a case with Mr. Harper.
Yeah. I was going to take a short break. We've been going all morning. I know we're pushing the noon hour already, but Mr. Harper, do you want to try and do your cases before noon? You want to take a...
Your Honor, I can call some of them. I think some of them were going to come back at 1:30 because historically that's when I went and I discussed that with them. But I can do the people that are still present, Judge.
Okay.
Before we proceed with that, Mr. Switek sent me an email. He had advised that he had an emergency this morning. He's not able to make it. His client is David Kostecki, who's on the docket today.
Hold on a second. Let me see. Right?
He advised that he will not be making it this morning and had asked for continuance.
That's a new case, so the court will continue to 6:10.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you for... We'll go ahead and do a few of Mr. Harper's cases, and then we'll break for lunch.
Oh, okay.
I know we probably all need a break, but since we're almost at lunch hour, let's push a little bit. Go ahead. Let's do a few of your...
This is Dennis Foster. He's number 132 on the docket. The state has advised that they've sent a number of videos with respect to 22 CF 813. There's a substantial amount of videos, apparently over 20. I do need some time to go over that and then go over that with my client and address any of the concerns we have with respect to those videos. The state and I have been in communication about
these new videos.
These are new videos, Judge,
And Judge, the court will recall this is a special response team case where there were multiple different law enforcement agencies working together, and they essentially swarmed the property in question. When that happened, the SWAT team had video on, and that video was separated from the rest of the videos. The reason is because it includes special police tactics, which is protected by statute. I had to get that video redacted as soon as I learned about it, but it was separated and placed in a separate place. This completes discovery. I can tell the court that. I have scraped over discovery. Discovery is complete. But that being said, the video had to be redacted, especially because of that special police tactics that are used. That is protected by statute. I subpoenaed an investigator with OCSO to be here today in case the court has questions about what special police tactics are. And he is in the parking lot. I'd be happy to bring him in if you have questions about why this video was treated different.
I kind of get the gist of it.
And in light of that, Judge, and the number of videos involved, and I have not had the opportunity to go through all of them, certainly not with my client, I would ask to move this to 610. This was a case that was otherwise set for trial. We will be
Do we
ready.
anticipate that we would be able to tee it up next cycle?
There's no reason not to.
Okay, so the court will announce last. I understand this is a unique circumstance, and so the court will continue till 6:10, but we'll announce this will be the last continuance.
Thank you.
And ask the clerk to include that. Any luck, Mr. Noakes?
Yes, sir.
What you got?
He contacted my office on Thursday and had wanted to do a waiver, and we sent everything to him. They didn't get it back till late Friday afternoon, but they're telling me that we're about to e-file it. So I just wasn't, nobody told me all of the details.
So hold on a second. So where are we at with this case?
Judge, I'm brand new to the case. I'm probably going to have to file a motion to withdraw because he's a co-defendant with someone else in the same case.
If you are going to have to withdraw, try and do it as soon as you can so we can get somebody else lined up and hopefully make some part. Who's handling this case for the state?
Is this Eddie Cameron?
Yeah.
That's mine, Judge.
Okay, did you hear counsel said that he's going to have to probably get off because of some conflicts with co-defendants?
There's no objection from the state.
But whoever comes in after him, he'll try and leave it up to you to kind of pursue it a little bit. See if we can move this case a little bit.
I'll keep my eye on it, and as soon as anyone enters their appearance, I'll forward them discovery.
Very good.
So June 10th, Judge, is that what I remember?
June 10th.
Very good. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Harper, come on.
If I can, I'll skip over the people that have waivers, Judge.
Okay.
If I can do Trevion Braxton, number 117.
Okay.
Judge, I apologize, I actually think he does have a waiver. Tremont Coward, number 120.
Let's do Braxton. Let's go ahead and do
Oh, Braxton, okay. With respect to Mr. Braxton, Judge, there are a number of cases before the court. He's got 22 CF 739, 22 CF 2943, and 23 CF 126. Judge, I've spoken with the state, and I think we're going to do a plea or trial. We've set for docket day. I anticipate that Mr. Braxton will probably enter a plea, but these are getting somewhat old, and we'd like to get closure on it.
Your Honor, I just want to announce the correct case number for trial. Give me just a second.
Okay.
That way the court's aware. So, Your Honor, the state has sent subpoenas in 23 CF 126. I have not heard back from everybody about availability, but I'll discuss that on docket day, Your Honor. So,
Okay. And how long do we anticipate the trial?
I think this could be a one-day trial, Your Honor.
Okay.
Maybe 1.5, maybe, but I
Okay.
think
That's fine.
I'll have a few witnesses.
And in all fairness, Judge, I anticipate probably a plea.
Okay. Very good.
The next one that I have, Judge, is Tremont Coward, number 120. On the dockets, Mr. Coward is present and approaching. Mr. Coward is before the court on 20 CF 2490, 20 CF 299, and 23 CF 52. I think after discussion with the states, they were inclined to leave the VOP set for an evidentiary hearing. We would like to bring him back on docket day. If it's possible to resolve it, we will in advance of that, but basically we're leaving it set, Judge.
So we'll come back on docket day. I wasn't clear. We were talking about proceeding with the VOP?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
We'll proceed with the violation first.
So we'll either look at a plea or VOP.
Yes.
We'll have to schedule that at that time, but at least we'll know where we're going with it.
Yes, sir.
The next one after that, Judge, is Charles Crane. He is present and approaching. Judge, I would ask to continue this. I've met with Mr. Crane, have some concerns that I need to address, possibly with a mental health evaluation. So I'd ask to continue this to the next cycle.
Your Honor, no objection.
It's a new case, so court will continue until 6:10.
16? Yes, sir. Just keep your contact. Next one is Amber Dale. She is present. She's before the court on 23 CF 2809. With respect to this case, Ms. Dale is requesting that I conduct depositions in this matter, so I'd ask to set this for 6:10.
Very good. This is a new case, so continue to 6:10.
The next one that I have here, Judge, is Brianna Dixon. Judge, in this matter, I think outstanding issue is the victim's deposition. I'd ask to set this for the 6:10 dockets. After the deposition, that should conclude this, and we should be ready for a trial.
So will this be a last continuance?
I'm fine with announcing that, Judge, if that's okay with the state.
Dixon.
The state has no objection.
Oh, sorry.
Court will continue this matter till 6:10 and ask the clerk to note this will be the last continuance.
The next one, Judge, is Jonathan Dodson. He's present and approaching. Judge, we sent over some reciprocal discovery that pertains to count 1 in this matter. We'll be filing a motion to dismiss. Mr. Dodson's going to be coming to my office this Friday to have that signed in front of our notary, and then we'll set it for a hearing. I'm fine with leaving this set for clear continue to ensure that that occurs, and bring it back on docket day.
Okay. Very good. We'll come back on docket day, plea or continue.
The next one I have, Judge, is Joanne Faulkner. She is present and approaching. Judge, I believe I spoke to the state on that case. I would ask to set this for the 610 docket. We're going to actually do depositions in this matter as well.
State?
That's fine, Judge.
Court will continue this till 6:10 in order to do some discovery.
The next case, Judge, is Candace Felton. She is present and approaching. Judge, the state and I have talked about this particular case, and we'd asked to set this for 6:10 as well.
State?
That's fine, Judge.
Court will continue this matter till 6:10.
The next case I have is Davey Figueroa Diaz, 23 CF 2512. He is present. If we can leave this set for docket day, he is the victim in another case in which that victim is the defendant, so that it's kind of a mutual issue. We're anticipating resolving both of their cases on 4/15.
I would agree with that, Judge. I would ask that be set plea continue.
Very good. Plea or continue without subpoenas.
Next, Judge, can I bring Trevon Fitzgerald before the court on 20? Actually, there's a waiver, Judge. He's going to be here at 1:30.
Just go ahead and do it, though, because
If we can leave him set for plea or continue and bring him back on docket day, the state has conveyed to me what I believe is a reasonable offer. He's contemplating it.
Okay.
Who was that? I'm sorry.
Trevon Fitzgerald.
Okay. So it's plea continue docket day?
Correct.
Thank you, Judge.
The next one I have is Andrew Garrett, number 133 on the docket. We can pass him until 1:30, Judge. Next one is Kathleen G. She's before the court on 23 CF 1674, 23 CF 2204, 23 CF 2565. Judge, she is currently in rehab. She's got her counselor with her present. She's been doing well by all accounts. I would like to continue this. I'll do depositions in the interim, but I'm hoping to incorporate her rehab into a eventual resolution of these cases.
No objection to a continuance, sure.
Very good. The court will continue this matter until 6:10 and 9 a.m.
Next, Judge, is Robin Grantham, 23 CF 928. Judge, Mr. Losco and I have discussed this particular case, and we're going to ask to continue this until 6:10.
That's correct, Judge.
Continue this matter until 6:10. Are we closing in on completing discovery and whatnot?
Can we approach?
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
I'd like to pass him. He was present earlier this morning, Judge. The next one, Jerry Howard is present. Judge, there's some reciprocal discovery I need to provide the state. I'm trying to track that down. It pertains to the co-defendants and these particular charges. I believe you wrote a statement. I'd like to continue this one cycle.
This is a relatively new case, almost first time up, so we'll continue until 6:10.
The next case is Todd Hunt. Mr. Hunt is present. He's number 141 on the docket. He's before the court on 23 CF 576. Judge, I've written a motion to dismiss in this case. Mr. Hunt has an appointment on Friday to go and have this signed in front of a notary. I'd like to keep a short leash on this, and if we can bring it back on 4/15 docket day to ensure that that occurs. And then I'll get it set for a hearing in front of Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Continues till 4:15, plea or continue. Without subpoena.
The next case, Judge, is Kayla Johnson. She is present and approaching. Judge, this is she's going to withdraw her previously entered plea and enter a plea of no contest, 23 CF 2705. This will be a PTI as a condition of a plea. Unlike the previous case, this will actually be a situation where if she fails to comply with PTI, then she'll be sentenced by the court. I've gone over the terms and conditions of the PTI agreement. She signs a plea agreement. I've given a copy to the state, to the probation.
Thank you. So, Ms. Johnson, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, speak into that mic for me so I can hear you.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, you heard your attorney kind of state, this is kind of a unique situation because the pretrial intervention requirements, if you complete those, you actually can dismiss your case. But if you don't, it goes right to sentencing. It's like you're admitting. Okay, do you understand that kind of unique kind of resolution of this case?
Yes.
Have you gone over it in detail with your attorney to make sure you understand all the terms of the pretrial and what this means to you legally? Importantly, you're waiving the right to go to a trial by doing this, even if you came back, there would be a sentencing, you'd have a chance to have a hearing on the sentencing, but the underlying cause would be resolved, and that is being resolved here today. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You believe that's in your best interest to do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea agreement as stated in the plea and sentencing agreement. There will be a plea with the PTI as a condition, and failure to comply with the terms and conditions of the PTI would result in the sentencing by the court. Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Stay in good contact with your probation officer, okay? Thank you.
The next one is William Kalinowski. He is present and approaching 24 CF 190. Judge, we were recently appointed in Mr. Kalinowski's case. This is the first time up. I'd ask to continue this to 610.
Continue to 610, it's a new case.
Thank you. The next one that I don't have a waiver on, Judge, is number 147 on the docket, Trenton Tucker. Judge, I've spoken to the states about this. I think we will come to a resolution on docket day. This will be a plea. If we can bring them back on Monday, it will be closed in.
Okay, very good. We'll continue this without subpoenas till docket day 4:15 for a plea.
Thank you, Judge. The next one I have is number 148 on the docket, Jonathan Wallace. Your Honor, if I can set this for docket day, there are some discovery issues that I need to address with the state. The court may recall that there was a family emergency last time that Mr. Wallace had addressed, and I haven't really spoken with him since that particular issue. But if I can get that discovery issue addressed, I think we can get this set for a trial next cycle.
So we're coming back on the 15th or a full cycle?
I would like to bring it back on the 15th, just so I can speak with the states and get the ball rolling with respect to that issue, and then get that addressed. And eventually, we'll have it done by next cycle.
Okay. We'll continue this until 4:15 without subpoenas.
Thank you.
Yeah, please call. We can talk about this. Judge, the rest are waivers, and I'm sure that the PD has some clients that are in the courtroom.
I see that look, Your Honor.
We haven't had a break all day. We haven't had a break this morning.
I'm fine. Your Honor. I'd ask the court to make sure the courtroom knows that it's not us.
How many do you have?
I'm going to say probably about 7, a couple with some pleas.
I have a handful as well, Your Honor.
No.
I've got P.
We need to take a break.
And
We're going to come back at 1:30. Everybody has to take a break.
I'm going to go to break at 1:30.
All right, please. Court is in recess.